Ah, there we go. That's embarrassing. You have a close-up of me reading a little message. So this is my behind the scenes video because, well, I've got no makeup on. I'm on, just finished a run. I've got a cup of hot drink and I'm looking at that. And I need to go home and do some work, which I want to get done before a meeting, and with my coach and work on my website. And I wanted to talk to you about the fact that I've been wanting to run for months, and I haven't been because it's been cold and it's been dark, and I've been exercising in gyms, but I live by this stunning sea, and I lived in Zone 1 for London for nearly all my life, and used to make much more of a concented effort when I lived there to cycle across London and get into fields and woods and walk by the river. And now it's directly opposite me because I look at it so much. When it's cold, I don't come down to the sea as much, although I do occasionally jump in. And it just makes such a difference to feeling rooted and having a connection with the land that I'm on. And that is so important to our ability to process the huge amount of electricity that is opening up to us. I've just found out about this essentially space hole, I'm sure that's not the technical term, that has appeared in front of the Earth at the moment, which means that there's a sort of buffer zone of energy, like cloud, cosmic cloud, again another technical term, that is normally there that isn't there, which means that sugar loads more electricity is coming in. And because we're electric beings, this can really make us fry our nervous system. And I have been having aches in my jaw for weeks now, and do let me know in the notes in the chat if this resonates with you. And I was like, oh my God, have I got a jaw infection, or parasites in my jaw, or have I, what's going on? And then it stopped, and I found out that this is all affecting the upper body, so the shoulders and the teeth and the jaw and the pineal gland, and that's also why loads of people have been having really activated dreams. I have been having a lot of quite cosmic experiences on the other side. And I thought it was worth sharing that in case people are also sort of freaking out. Okay, well, I don't think I will. No, it's our body assimilating this upgraded experience from being planet Earth. Which is also why the intensity is mounting. And those of you who follow my newsletter updates, and if you want to jump on that, you can get on the free link below. It says with a big finger. And each week I sort of unpack what's going on and what this feels like. And the way to explain it is, if you've ever been in, and I found that Europe has this more than the UK, but swimming pools where they have a machine that creates a current. Oh, I don't know if you heard that as well. Let me do that. I hope you can still hear me. Anyway, that creates a current of water for you to swim in or against, or you can be floating around in the rapids. Anyway, it feels like somebody just turned on a really strong current because we have this super full moon that was this morning in Gemini. It wasn't a super full moon, but it's a very powerful moon because of what Mars was in retrograde, opposed it, and all this stuff. And then we have the 12/12 portal, and I'm going to talk to you about something I'm offering then. And then we have the solstice, and this solstice is feeling as pivotal as the 2021. And so there's this huge rapid of energy dragging us in one direction, and then there's somebody built into the swimming pool, rather than just going round and round in circles, you could go off to the side and go outside. If you remember the swimming pool I went to, something was in Germany, and there's suddenly if you swam against the rapids, you could go down this little corridor and go through the plastic shutter bits, and then you'd be in the swimming pool outside. It was like a sort of secret, surprise, amazing thing. And it feels like that's what's going on now. Like everybody is getting swept around. This is the direction we're going. This is the way to food shortages and energy crisis and cost of living. And this is the way we go. And then there's like, but if we press really hard and focus and decide we want something different, there's a secret way out. And we can swim into this outside bit where it's really calm and peaceful and gentle. And there's like, you don't all have to go one direction. There's other options. And it feels like that is our choice at the moment. So if you are really like, if it feels like pulling teeth, this is an English expression, and I know I have quite a lot of people in the States who watch these, but it's like, it's not easy. It's like pushing something up a hill, right? If that's what life feels like. And I'm having moments of like quite hyper bliss and huge like pops of like jumping up and down on my own in my flat gratitude, because life is sweet and good, followed by disassociation, frenzied, like 25 tabs open, piles of stuff everywhere, followed by totally calm and on it, and you know, and joyful, and then my inner child like springing around. Like it feels really sort of schizoid in my experience of my day-to-day living, but my inside, my inner sort of core feels very happy. It's not too perturbed by the fact that my outer experience is kind of like, because I know that deep down I'm making major gear shifts, and that all of this sort of frenetic stuff is just playing out as those gears change inside. Doesn't necessarily make it easier, but it does make it more understandable. And so, for example, last night it got late. I've been really pushing to get this application in, and I've been working away in Poland, and you know, my body was overtaxed. I know I was due to reconnect in nature. I know that I needed more self-care, but I was also aware that this was a time that it was worth really pushing for. So I did that. And then the toll was that I kind of met the deadline, and then last night, rather than having an early night, my body was still geared into this kind of like working late sort of strivey thing. So I was really unproductive, and which is totally fine, but I was just kind of, I knew I should have been in bed, but I was doing this sort of late night, should I do a batch cook? Shall I start peeling vegetables, then decide I don't want to do food at 11 p.m. and then like finish sanding the table, and or maybe I should do some online shopping, like what am I doing? You know, one of those moments. And then I finally got myself ready for bed, and I was like, no, I'm going to meditate before bed, because I don't want to kind of like fall asleep into the other world with this kind of like, ugh. So I sat down and meditated, and I just started sobbing, like a little. I felt like I was really in my little abandoned child. And then I went to bed and slept like a baby, because it was all of that stuff. Basically, a load of stuff came up on Sunday that I didn't have the time to fully process because I was pushing for this deadline, and that needed to happen. And it was that energy that was driving all my stuff that was doing my head in. So why am I sharing this? In December, with all these strong currents, let's make sure, if you're feeling the pull to push, it is a great time to push. And there are times where, you know, the green juice sometimes has to be put down, and you have to like get your head down and the elbow grease out. But, and then it's really good to assimilate that and be with what comes up from that, like work, rest, balance, when there is such a temptation to work, let's go eat loads of mince pies and drink brandy and Prosecco, and then go into more work, and then more, you know, toxification of the body and more work. And then that means that we get like super burnt out by January, which is when we're supposedly starting the year, and then everything is bleak and crappy. Like, do you know what? It's like, no, you know, suicide, I think beginning of February is like the most popular month for suicide, although I'm not sure if that's still accurate, but like it's not surprise because that's when we're like the lowest in vitamin D. And like if we follow that curve with our body, and also I find, you know, Christmas really challenging time because what it's meant to be, if you don't have that and that's so in the spotlight, it's, you know, it can be deeply lonely and isolating. It doesn't have to be, and there's all sorts of, like, it's a whole, I've made other videos about like my thoughts around Christmas and what it is and the consumerization, all that stuff. But yes, my other thoughts, so my main, to summarize in my ADHD brain, is this is a really good time to get clear on what you want. Really get clear on what you want. And don't be shy. So I was speaking with a client the other day and I said, okay, so what do you really, really want next year? And like, I would like, no. No. Like, what is the big, juicy, audacious, this is never gonna happen goal? Like, it is, like, do you know what? Like everything is a bloody miracle. Everything is a miracle. The fact I'm still on the planet, like the fact that I've got a pink hat that was made in another country that is super soft and lovely, and I had nothing to do with how it was created, and I never met the people who made it, and yet I get to enjoy it and it's on my head. That's a miracle. That there are more people wearing leopard print coats where I live than anywhere else on the planet. That's a miracle. The fact that you know, I live opposite this beautiful ocean when I spent my last 11 years of my life living in a city looking at a wall. You know, you never know what's around the corner. You never know what is... some people have just come next to me with their coffee, so I'll go in a moment. But the point is, don't give up hope if you're finding this time challenging. If you are filled with inspiration and finding it difficult to focus, like, really push yourself to find that focus and clarity and get some things down and set up. And to help you with all of this, I'm holding an in-person cacao ceremony on the 18th of December in Hastings to get you ready for the solstice. All about setting goals, like, not setting goals, it sounds so unappealing. All about really falling into the heart and getting clear on your truth about what it is, with no like societal programming about where you're going and who you are and why you're here, and tapping into all of that. I'm just going to move away so it's a bit quieter. And on the 12th of the 12th, I'm doing online, and it doesn't matter if you can't, it's 6 to 8 p.m. UK time, London time. It doesn't matter if you can't make it live because you get the replay. I'm doing a 2-hour masterclass from lack to limitless about how to shift. I mean, I've been talking about poverty consciousness for a couple of years now, but like more and more and more and more and more is popping through, and I really, really want to share like what is working for me, because this fear consciousness is just ridiculous. Like, it's taken poverty consciousness to a whole new level, and it's everywhere. Like, I don't do mainstream media, and then like I just hear what people are saying everywhere I go, and it's just so depressing. It's like, and so not just like, I don't be Pollyanna about it, but like it takes all our power away to create, and it stifles our creativity, which stifles our, like, not just our sex drive, but like our connection to lust of life drive. And that is the thing that moves mountains. That is the thing that, you know, cracks open volcanoes and allows women to lift trucks off babies. And that's the thing that we need more and more and more of, rather than this kind of what can I do, nothing, apathy. So that's the masterclass on the 12th of the 12th. All of these are on my website, hearthealer.co.uk. That's hearthealer.co.uk. And the links are below. And if you want to make sure you know about what I'm up to and what I'm offering, jump on the newsletter. It's free. Free. As I said, I never sell anything. I don't have any spammy things on it. don't know how to do any of that even I wanted to, and I don't want to sell your details anywhere. They're your beautiful details. And the final thing is to say, if you are interested in working with me, I do have one space left for intensive coaching, transformation, a mixture of, magic, mindset, and miracles. Ah. All right, beautiful people, thank you so much for being here today. Little more smorgasbord of a video rather than one specific topic, but that's what energy updates are, I reckon. It's how I feel it. My main visual at this time is this current, this rapids in the swimming pool. Like, which way are you going? Round in circles with the masses? Or do you want to get into that sort of spa experience outside? In the hot, it's all heated. It's all heated. All right, lovely people, have a beautiful, beautiful time. Let me know in the comments below which is resonating with you. If you've been tapping into any of the things I've been feeling. And of course, smash the like button. Share this video with anybody. Oh, and the other thing, sorry, I've forgotten one more thing, and this is so on point and in keeping with it. As I mentioned, I have ADHD. You may have seen in other videos, I don't like labels, but it's helpful. And I think lots of people do. And for whatever reasons, it's helpful to understand it, as I've found, because it means that you can stop being so self-critical, love yourself a hell of a lot more, and learn to work with it, because then, it opens up far more of your life. And much more fun doing your life rather than, why am I like this stuff? And so, consequently, I have a retreat, which I'm co-running with the amazing Jack Spool, 5th of February. Early bird ends on the 18th of December. And we had such amazing response and amazing, beautiful community. And the feedback we got was outrageous. We ran it in September, so we're doing it again in February. So if you want to come to that, you don't have to have a certificate. You might just feel that you're a bit ADHD. You may feel you have a different form of neurodiversity. All welcome. It's in South London and it's on the 5th of Feb, but early bird, super juicy offer, bird off, ends on 18th of December. Again, all on the homepage of the website. Just scrollage down the homepage, you'll find it all. All right, gorgeous. That's it. Over and out.